And then I'm muting everybody. Okay, enjoy. Okay, start with opening up the energy field. Bring in light. Then I expand the energy field. Expanding the energy field helps to hold more light in the system. Also, more awareness comes with that as well. And the energy field can always be more expanded. That you can hold more light in your system, and then light is information, so just have more access to higher information all the time. So I'm filling up the expanded space with more light. Then I clear surface energies. Surface energies are just energies that are floating around the top of your system. And by clearing them, it just helps the system to relax more and to calm down more. Then I do the same on the mind level. Also clear energies out of the mind. So the energies on the mind level are forming thoughts. And I just call them random thoughts, because we have the personal thoughts, they're always there. But the random thoughts is really just when thoughts forming themselves, creating stories, when there's just a lot of mind activity. And when this happens during your everyday life as well, for example, it just means there's energy, a lot of energy on the mind level, or energy is being stuck there. So what you can also do is just open up your system. It all happens just with intention. Energetical work, so working on an energetic level, only works or is happening with intention. So you can, for example, visualize opening up the mind level, or the third eye chakra, and just allow the energy to pass through. Just an example. And then you will see you will just have less thoughts. Okay, then right away I'm opening up the energy field more. Bring in the light, or more light. So always when I open up the energy field more and bring in more light, it can just work on deeper layers. Then I clear the brain. So energetically, I clear the brain from low vibrational energies, metals, and toxins. The brain is a very important organ because, first of all, it's responsible for the body functions and also for perceiving this reality, because everything gets filtered through the brain. So it's important that it's as clear as possible. Clearing it. Then I put healing energies into the brain. And also love, light, and truth, the highest vibrations. I fill up the brain with love, light, and truth. Then I clear the pineal gland. So it's a small part of the brain, sits in the middle of the head. And it's responsible for being more perceptive, basically, being more open. And this is very individual for everybody. So everybody has a different perception of energy. It's basically your own consciousness is showing you the energy, or however the energy is shown to you in the way your system understands it, or how your system needs to perceive it. So again, it's very individual. So we just open by that, by clearing the pineal gland, for example, and then now I'm activating it. We just open the possibility more for being perceptive. And again, what it means is different for everybody. Then I open up the central energy channel. This is where life energy flows through the system. So life is always experienced inside of us, but first we experience it on the outside. And then eventually there can be a shift, or it's just the perception turns around. It can take some time. We only perceive everything inside. So the outside is really just a projection of our consciousness that we can interact in this reality, but everything is actually happening on the inside. And it's already happening, just the perception is not there. For that, or for some. And yeah, this is why I'm always working on this central energy channel. I'm opening it up because this is where life energy flows through our system. And we would just want to have a free flow of life energy so that we can be fully aligned with our life experience. And everything else that's in a way can then, first of all, be processed quicker. Blockages can be cleared quicker and stuff like that. And if energy is triggered, or you're caught in an energy, in an emotion is just an energy in the end, then it can just pass through a lot quicker, because life is really all about having experiences in the present moment. That's it. There's nothing more. This is all it is on the core level. Doesn't sound like totally exciting, but it is. That's what we're here for. So it gets very simple. On the core level, everything is really, really simple. Just the human and the mind and all the concepts and all of that that's laid on top makes everything complicated, and yeah, not being able to see through things. But the further down we go, the further we go to the core level, it's just all very simple. Okay, then I help the life energy to flow more. So flows from the root to the crown chakra. And having this life energy flowing more and more also helps to break down these mechanisms I always talk about, so that we have an experience of a past and a future, because it's only an experience. It's not real. The experience of it is real, but it doesn't actually exist. So it helps to break down the mechanisms in our systems that make us experience a past and a future. Okay. Then I open up the energy field more. Bring in more light. So we are going in a deeper layer again. And then I open energy channels all over the system so that more light can enter the system. So we want to have as much light as possible in our system. And it's basically holding us, it's raising our vibration. Truth, the quality of truth is coming in. So it works on every cell of our body and transforms every cell of our body. And then when we go and working on clearing the system, it's basically we are far away from the low vibrational energies we are clearing. So that's why it's so easy to, to clear them, because otherwise you might go through them or you might feel them. But the more the system is elevated, the less you vibrate to these low vibration energies, meaning you can't perceive them. So this is why when you raise your vibration, meaning clearing the system, having high vibrational energies, access to high vibrational energies, when low vibrational stuff is happening around you, it doesn't really touch you, can't touch you. I mean, think about it. When you're in a really good mood and then you meet a grumpy person and that person is grumpy, but you're really elevated, like you're like, what's wrong with this person? But it's not that, the grumpiness infects you. But if you are also a bit grumpy or a bit down, then the person will pull you down even more. So again, it's very simple. Okay, so I start with opening up the energy field on the top of your head at an energy channel. I expand it. Then on the forehead, clear it and expand it. Then back of the head, clear it and expand it. Then throat chakra. So just clear the throat chakra. Surface energies out of the throat chakra. Expand it as well. I do the same with the heart chakra. And then solar plexus. Then on the back, back of the throat chakra, clear surface energies. Back of the heart chakra, same. And then back of the solar plexus. Okay, and then I connect it directly to the light of the Divine Mother through the top of the head, the forehead, the back of the head, throat chakra, the back of the throat chakra, heart chakra, back of the heart chakra, and solar plexus, and also back of the solar plexus chakra. And then I pull a cocoon of light on top of your system down to your feet and let this light, so Divine Mother's light, fill up your system. And why is it Divine Mother's light? Because it has these qualities. The Divine Mother is an energy with specific qualities. So it's formless. And I'm pulling in these qualities into your system because it's really nurturing the human. Also taking away stuff. So whatever it needs to do in everybody's system, it's doing in everybody's system, because mostly it's nurturing, it's filling up, it's expanding, it's clearing. Again, it helps to pull you to more towards your to the Brahman, to the true nature. It's clearing the illusion, whatever illusions are there for everybody specifically. Or it's called the veils. It's removing veils. Or identification. It's all the same, just different wordings. And if you still feel tension somewhere in your system, or yeah, just maybe a bit uncomfortable or something like that, you can just give it away. So the Divine Mother likes to take on everything you don't need anymore, even though the low vibrational stuff or the stuff that's disturbing you, she takes it all. She's basically asking us to give her everything. So it's also known as surrendering everything to the divine. That's what it's about. Giving it away or just allowing it to be there has a very, very similar or nearly the same effect. And maybe you can experience when you do that, that even more light is coming in, more light is filling up your system. You're losing the sense of the small self, of the ego, of the boundaries. So you're just immersed, unified in the light. Then open up the chakras, crown chakra, third eye chakra, throat chakra, heart chakra, solar plexus, sacral chakra, and root chakra. And now I'm going to clear whatever I'm shown that needs clearing and healing and is for your highest good. Okay, now I need to remove the information of anxiety out of every cell of your body. So when you have experienced anxiety before, it's a vibration, it has an information, and every cell of the body picked that up. And there is a trace of that there, even though you're not experiencing at the moment, but there is a trace of that there. So when the energy of fear, for example, or some low vibration energy comes up, it's possible that this anxiety gets triggered. That's already there. And then the cells basically start vibrating on anxiety, and that's when you feel it, when you feel anxiety. So I clear, of course, what's available right now, but I'm clearing what I'm getting, what I'm able to clear. So the information of anxiety out of every cell of your body. That, for example, when you come into a situation like that again, that would have normally caused anxiety, that you're not experiencing it at all, or just a lot less intense. And if there is just information of that because you experienced it any time in your life, we just remove it because it's just something in the way. It's not something of the highest truth. And we don't need it. So I'm clearing it. So I clear every cell of your body from the information of anxiety. So basically I'm doing this on the energetical level of every cell, but this is where the information is. And then it integrates in every cell with the new information, meaning without anxiety. Okay. So especially when you were experiencing fear as a child, and so I'm just showing different ways. So for example, when an adult told you, just an example, don't touch a hot stove because it can really hurt. Or don't do this because you can hurt yourself, you can break something, you can have injuries, blah, blah. Of course, they wanted to help, but then also these were situations when you had an experience like that before. So you actually had an experience where you hurt yourself, and then you were told again, don't do this because of this and that, this can happen. The memory, the cellular memory, just basically turned itself on to not do the same mistake again, or not go through the same experience again, or a similar one. So basically through the pain. And this often came with anxiety. So the feeling of anxiety, when I do this, I will have this pain, and trigger this anxiety. So I clear it. So especially around that time when, so I was 3 and 5 years old, when the understanding of things wasn't totally there yet. So an overview of things or a broader understanding of things wasn't there yet. So we were dependent on help from adults. And because we knew we depended on their help, and we're dependent on them in general, this is then what it caused, or why it came up specifically around that age more. And basically when it gets triggered today, it's the same energy. It's really old, but still there, okay? Then also specifically, I see the anxiety in the second chakra. So I clear the energy of anxiety out of the second chakra. Yeah, second and first. There's also a little bit both. And then root chakra, the fear of doing something wrong. And this also comes from childhood. And this is still same energy that gets triggered. So when we do something as an adult, we think we shouldn't be doing, or we're not supposed to do, or sometimes we just have this sense something bad is going to happen. So we wake up from a nap, for example, or I don't know, it just sometimes random during the day, it just can come up, oh, I hope nothing bad is going to happen, or there can be something bad happening. So I cleared it as well. I cleared from the timeline. So I cleared a time when it came into your system for the first time when you were young, so very young age, probably toddler age. And this mostly comes from the adults telling us, don't do this because this and that can happen. So always like this prediction that negative things are going to happen. So I clear this from the timeline, the first time it manifested in our systems. I heal it and clear it. So basically when the root cause, so this is then the root cause when the first time manifested, when this gets healed and cleared, it's like a plant which is cut off the root of the plants, and then the plant starts dying. So all the energies that have been triggered, so that the one energy has been triggered over and over again throughout our lifetimes, and when it wasn't processed fully, which mostly didn't happen. So when I talk about an energy is processed fully, I mean it passes through the system, we have the experience, we go through the emotions, the thoughts and all of that with the senses, and then it leaves the system. It's like it was never there. So this is how it's supposed to be. You can be like angry, annoyed, happy, joyful, whatever it is, but it's only there for that amount of time, for a certain amount of time in your experience, and then it fully leaves the system. This is when emotions are fully processed, and this is what we're working towards, because this is how our system is supposed to work. Before energies got stuck. So all the energies that got stuck from the first time it manifested in our system can then start breaking down. This is a process, takes a little bit of time. Okay, and then I look at 2 more times when these energies were just very present, that something bad is going to happen, or certain things you do will have a very negative outcome, so negative predictions. So the second time, so just a major event, whenever that was, it's different for everybody, just when it manifested in the system. Spirit. Then a third time, or yeah, second major event. Spirit. And then there are parts in our systems that are holding on to energies in our system because of misunderstandings. For example, the part that's holding on to these negative predictions is a part that just wants to protect us from, so fundamentally from dying, but from having negative experiences, painful experiences and all of that. So I'm also healing and clearing this part because it's just not needed. Clear it. Yeah, the part, and there is another one that really specifically wants to protect us from experiencing. So this one is for physical pain. So something negative will happen on the physical level. And the next one is something negative will happen in an experience. So just an emotional experience. Heal this one as well. Spirit. And then past life influences. So I'm just gonna look for every yeah, I'm just going to look into one past life so that you get an idea. So basically, what's influencing from past lives? So first of all, just for your understanding, the energies that are influencing are in our system at the moment. So it's not really that there is like a past life 100 years ago and this is like an energy structure coming in from that time. No, it's something that already came in when we were born. It's in our system from just that time. So it's here now. So just for understanding, it doesn't really matter anyways, but just if you're interested. It's all about clearing, that you get rid of these influences. And now I'm going to heal and clear in past lives that are where negative predictions were very present and the life was like influenced by that, and there is still this influence in your system at the moment. And it's actually quite funny because the past life I see is the total opposite. It's basically, I see this young girl and it was very important for the family of the young girl and specifically for the father. So it was a very wealthy family. It's just a representation what I'm sharing about. Okay, so it's just to get an idea. It was actually told she was kept in a place where nothing bad ever can happen to her. So she was totally overprotected. Because her family didn't want, because she was so precious to them, didn't want her to have any negative or low vibrational experiences. So she was very naive and, let's say, very veiled, or didn't have access to negative predictions or to a negative life experience, because it was all kept from her. But the interesting part is she just sensed it anyways. Like she sensed it. So it came to her anyways, even though she didn't have experiences like that. So because she was so sheltered off, she just could sense it from her surrounding, from people around her, from, yeah. So in the end, she was influenced. And that was even worse because she didn't really know what it meant. Because she didn't have an experience of that. She felt it. Okay, so I'm healing that. Okay, in just another past life, because it's showing itself. It was just a, yeah, dark age where everything was just around death. So when you did something wrong, you got killed. There were wars that killed people. There were illnesses that were killing people. So it was just everything you basically did was actually something negative happened. So in the end, you died, or the person died. In some weird way or dreadful way. So there were a lot of negative predictions then around that time. So I'm healing it. And again, I'm just clearing the energies. The stories are just, or the past lives are just a representation to understand how these energies can come in. So different possibilities. And it's all about tuning into your system and seeing how does it feel. There is more space, there is more light, something that's pulling you down could go. So this is what it's all about. So I'm just going to heal and clear the rest of the past lives that are influencing, and around the topic of negative predictions or something bad is going to happen in the future. Yeah, I just see a lot of past lives passing through or being healed and cleared. Just loads of different stories. So the stories are always like in our lifetimes, right? They're just different stories. But in the end, it's all about the emotions. on the core level. Okay. Then heart chakra is always the identification. So I clear the fear out of the heart chakra that I did something wrong. I did something wrong. I did something wrong. I think I did something wrong. I think I did something wrong. I think I did something wrong. Maybe I shouldn't have done that. 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 Maybe I should have done it differently. Maybe it's my fault. Maybe it's my fault. I don't know. Is it my fault? Is it my fault? Is it my fault? Is it my fault? When something negative is happening or there's a negative prediction, I think I did something wrong. I think I did something wrong. Or did I do something wrong? Did I do something wrong? Was it me? Was it me? Was it me? Then also I don't want to feel it. I don't want to feel it. I don't want to feel the energy of something negative is going to happen. So I don't want this. 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 And yes, of course we don't want this, but it's a blockage because when we just remove it, the energies can just pass through and they're not even noticed. So you don't even notice the content. The content is only noticed when we have something in our system that has the same information or the same vibration. Otherwise, it's like it doesn't even exist for us. So open up the energy field more. Bring in more light. Then also, this also specifically comes from a young age. So in our timeline when we were younger, overwhelmed of emotions because we didn't have any mechanisms into our system, or we didn't know how to regulate them. So they just popped up and they were just there, and we went through them with our whole system, our whole body. So when we cried, the whole body was crying, and it was like, and so on. So all the emotions were really, really, really present. And again, I clear from a cellular level. Just, how do I say it? Let's just call it the wounding of these emotions. So usually emotions pass through, and that's fine. As a baby especially, then they start being stuck. But sometimes they were so heavy, so they were too heavy for us small little beings to experience them, because emotions are just something very heavy and it's just part of this reality. So in other realities, specifically in non-physical ones, emotions are not experienced like here, or they don't even exist there. Okay, so it's something very specific for Earth. And since we go in between lives, we go to a non-physical place for a while, then we come back. It's always like a lot, again, specifically as a child, to have emotions. It's just really heavy. It's just a lot to handle. I mean, we get used to it over time, so that's totally fine. It's just part of this reality. But I'm still going to clear the wounding of just experiencing heavy and low vibrational emotions, again, out of every cell of the body. So the information out of every cell of the body. And then again, I'm going to go to your timeline, and I'm going to clear the first situation when you experienced emotions that were really overwhelming, so like overwhelming the system. So you were experiencing, of course, emotions before, but like a specific situation where it was just like too much. So I'm not saying like the system, there was like it burned through in that kind of way too much, but it was just too much to handle. So I'm going to heal the first time this ever came into experience. Clear it. And also what comes forward behind there is like this protection. So we all have this protection of not wanting to feel heavy emotions, low vibrational emotions. And I totally get it, right? I mean, who wants that? But we also need to clear this protection because it's not needed anymore. Like I said, we're adults. Before, as children, it was different. But first, I'm going to clear and heal 2 more times when your system was just overwhelmed because there were so many emotions, was just too much. So another time when this happened. So it could be also caused by traumatic experiences you had, for example. So it's on the core level, again, it's all about the emotions, not how they came into your experience. It's different for everybody, but the emotions are the same. Then third time. Spirit. And now I'm going to heal and clear the part that's protecting you now because of those experiences from heavy and low vibrational emotions. And it doesn't mean that you, because of that, have more. Doesn't mean necessarily that, but that protection we just don't need, because we don't need any protection, because the protection is also just a blockage, a misunderstanding and a blockage. So I'm healing the part that's protecting us from experiencing emotions, because it's kind of holding them back as well, so they can't pass through or they get stuck for a while. The flow is basically being influenced, so it's a blockage for the flow. And then there is like this part that's, yeah, it's basically resistance, that's resisting of experiencing low vibrational emotions. Clear it. Okay, and now because we worked on so many low vibrational energies, there's just a energy of relaxation and relief coming in. So it's just basically helping the system a little bit to process all what we just worked on, because was a lot of heavy stuff. So it's also balancing the system more. And also this nurturing energy of the Divine Mother is coming in. It just helps the system to process what we just worked on. It gives it more comfort. And it brings forward this innocent little child we were when we were young, innocent, not knowing what it means to have a human life experience yet. And just this very innocent, vulnerable part. I'm just going to send healing, love, and strengthening to that part so that it can eventually basically dissolve, because again, it's not needed anymore. We are grown up. We have a lot of experience. We have a lot of knowledge. So this part, yes, it's part of our system, but when it comes forward, it can be very dominant and also dominating our adult life experience, which is not really helpful. So I'm basically just healing this part, this vulnerable, innocent, naive part. Again, in the end, it's also just a blockage, because what we want is we want to experience more of what we really are. And just all these stored energies, even though they're sweet or nice, or even some higher vibrational energies in the end, then higher vibrational energies as well, they're in the way of experiencing our highest truth, the true nature. Okay, so I send healing to this part. And very interesting, maybe you can perceive it, that healing this part and seeing all this light coming in and this extreme expansion of the system, it was actually a very big blockage. And I open up the energy field more. Bring in more light. So I'm going to clear a few more energies with identification, or where we identified with out of the heart chakra. So I don't want to feel emotions. 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 So this is actually this is interesting, because this specifically what I'm working on now is really just coming into the human experience. So there is just a part, even though we know what it means to be a human or to have a human experience, but just by coming in, so forgetting everything, but coming in and still kind of having this memory, it's just like on the way in, there is like, oh, I don't want to feel these emotions, because a part of us knew what we, what it means. Yeah. Anyways, we are learning here how to handle them, how to work with them, how to experience them, that we are okay with having them. okay, heart chakra again. I don't want to experience emotions. I don't want to experience emotions. I don't want to experience emotions. They feel so heavy. They feel so heavy. They feel so heavy. They veil me. They veil me. They veil me. They influence 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 me, and I can't see. I can't see through them. 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 It's too much. It's too much energy. I can't see the difference. I can't, what's the word? Distinguish. I can't distinguish. I can't distinguish. It's just too much information in the end. That's what it is. Too much information. So clear it. I also clear the energy that uh, basically things, emotions, or yeah, that has the information that emotions are random and they randomly come up and that we randomly experience them, but it's not like that. So by clearing that misinformation, it will just help you to understand your emotions more, and then eventually to understand your system more, how the system is working with the emotions or how they are perceived through your system. I'm not saying that then you can manage them better, but then you can, like, yes, I guess the best way to say it is to manage them better or to be better with them. Because you just know it's just energy passing through your system. It's part of this human life experience. It's just how it is. And this acceptance then comes in. So it's actually coming in now, the energy of acceptance just helps us to accept, okay, we have this body, we have emotions, and it's okay to feel them, but we don't want to hold on to them, of course, right? We just want to have the experience and then they can go. They can leave the body again and the energy field. So acceptance comes in. Then there is an energy coming in, working on the heart chakra. Basically, it's healing the heart chakra. So this is where, like, the most of this inner child stuff is being stored because of the identification. So it's in the heart chakra. So it's just basically working on it, on the heart chakra for us to heal more and clear more. So just let this happen for a minute or two. Then I fill up your energy field with high vibrational healing energies, because I've cleared so many low vibrational healing energies today. So I fill a system up with love, light, truth, trust, joy, abundance, and health. Okay, we are finished.